Ευχαριστώ πολύ. Δεν καταλαβαίνα ελληνικά. So I was trying to understand what he's saying. Then I remembered that normally people never call a speaker and in the introduction say something bad about them. You know? So he must be saying something nice. So thank you very much for that. Yeah? I tried to get the headphone from behind, but it was a little complicated and too soon. Huh? So, life is unpredictable. Huh? And that's why happiness sometimes is a little difficult. For example, this is very different for me, this situation. Huh? I'm very happy to be here. I thank you very much, Leo, and all his partners, all his friends who have organized it. And special thanks to my dear friend, Dr. John Kalogarakis, without whom I would not be here. He is the man who I said is ready for India. He looks like a Maharaja, with his moosh like this. He's phenomenal. Lovely, lovely human being and great dear friend, because of whom I'm here today. Now, what do I mean by different? See, when changes happen, when something different happens, and we find it difficult to adapt. Sometimes, even if we are happy, it goes away. I'm used to large seminars. Usually, I work with companies over a period of time and create cultural change in those companies where we use happiness as a competitive advantage to get more business, to grow the business. So the concept is happy employees, happy clients, more business, happy owners. That's basically the concept, okay? But you cannot be happy just by being happy. Like he mentioned Dalai Lama, I was invited, I'm always sent where the toughest nuts to crack are there. Huh? People who say, what is happiness? How can you teach happiness? Okay. Things like that. Huh? Or, I know everything. Leo was talking about Carol Dweck, Stanford psychologist, fixed mindset and growth mindset. Huh? This is fixed mindset. So, Dalai Lama's temple in the Himalayas, I was invited there to talk to about 15 years, 20 years experienced meditators. So they were Buddhist monks who have been meditating and teaching happiness to the world for the past 15, 20 years. I was sent to them to teach them happiness. Can you imagine in the beginning there was conflict. But we laughed a lot, we had a good time. One question I asked them, I like questions. They shift the mind. It is the Socratic way. I asked him, I said, if you live in the Himalayas and you say you are happy, bravo, congratulations. Okay, very good, it's a very big thing. Because many people cannot be alone for 24 hours and be happy. Today we say, I'm unhappy because of my mother-in-law, I'm unhappy because of the economy, I'm unhappy because of my boss. But you leave that same person alone in one room for 24 hours, he will still be unhappy. Now somebody who is unhappy by himself cannot be happy with anyone else. So congratulations to the monks, they became happy with themselves. But I asked them, what if you leave the Himalayas, you come to Mumbai or Athens, get married. How many of you married here? Can I see a show of hands, please? Okay. How many of you happy here? Can I see a show of hands, please? No connection between the two questions, just two questions I asked you. Get married, go to work, go in the traffic, and then be happy. That's the kind of happiness people are looking for. In India, we have a flower called the lotus. Are you familiar with the lotus? So lotus is a beautiful flower that grows in a muddy pond. There's no such thing as perfection. So in the imperfection of life, so people say, what is he doing? Oh, hello, how are you? I think you're amazing. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you. I like to do cartooning also, so I thought we should. You saw that? Yeah. Nice. Super. Yeah, that's mine. You are phenomenal. Very nice. You just did that there? You just made that just now? Fantastic. when we say desires are endless, what we're talking about is conventionally speaking. See, one of the books we talk about is a fixed mindset. Another book which is very, very nice is the Happiness Advantage. Happiness Advantage is by a gentleman called Shawn Achor, Shawnachor. Shawn Achor, in this entire book, is one concept. I like to simplify books into one line. The concept is that don't run after success for success to get you happiness. Have the happiness first. That's the concept. Okay. I love it because if you have happiness inside you, then that happiness can become a magnet to attract success. What most people do is they keep aiming for success, and the moment they get something, again they're unhappy because that is the nature of people, and then there is more. I am not saying desire is bad. I am saying there's a smarter way to achieve what you want. And instead of keeping the happiness after the goal is achieved, keep the happiness before the goal is achieved. The goal will come faster. That's the essential premise of what I'm talking about. Now, I jumped from Dalai Lama to inconvenience. Inconvenience meaning when you have difference in what I do from what is here. Why is right now a little bit different for me? Number one, it's dark. You know, you can see me, I cannot see you so well. Normally, I love to look into the eyes of the people. They tell me more than what any other thing can. So for me, it's a little different. Another thing is, I have my friend who is drawing something here. So what we're saying is, happiness first, before success. Very nice. Another thing is that I have PowerPoint presentation. Normally, I don't use PowerPoint because my mentor used to tell me too much PowerPoint means you have no power and not much point in what you're saying. The other difference is that normally I have 600 people in front of me, and usually they're from the same company, and I'm a little more direct with them. Here you're all from different places, and I have to be extra nice to you. So it's a little different for me. So let me share with you how to be happy even though there is difference, and that brings me to one very key element which I called adapt. Adapt. Okay. There was a priest. This priest, you know, father. They called him father. He was not father, but he was a priest of the religious kind. He had to prepare a sermon. You know, sermon is a religious discourse, a lecture, on a Sunday for 200 people for 2 hours. So 200 people in the audience. This was the plan. The plan was there will be 200 people. You will have 2 hours and you have to deliver a sermon and you talk about God. Now, sermon or lecture or presentation is not just about the content. It's also about delivery style. So he practiced, which is very good. So he said whenever he will talk about heaven, his hand will go up like this. Whenever he talks about hell, his hand goes like this. And then he, with all the theatrics, he practiced the whole thing. He landed up in the church hall, and there was only one guy there. Why am I sharing this story with you? Because this is about adapting to change. Sometimes we expect something, we have a desire, but the desire does not get fulfilled. Or something else happens. How to be happy then? So I'm also sharing with you, I'm used to slightly different kind of an environment. So what I have here is slightly different. So it's about adapting. One guy, and the guy sitting in front is a huge Texas cowboy with a big hat, sitting crossed arms, cross-legged. Crossed arm, cross-legged, you know that is, from body language point of view, a defensive position. Crossed arms is defensive anyway, but cross-leg on top of that is completely defensive. So this guy sitting like this, whole auditorium is empty. Father lands up here. He says, what to do? I prepared for something else happened. So what to do is ask. Whenever we don't know what to do, it's healthy to ask. So he asks him. He says, sir, I prepared 2-hour lecture for 200 people. There's only you here. Not sir, he says son, his father. He says, son, what do you suggest we do? So this guy says, well, father, you know, I ain't got much knowledge about this church and Jesus and sermon and religion and stuff. I'm a farmer. I'm a cowboy. I'm a cowboy. So as a cowboy, I only know my horses and my cows. But I tell you this, Father. If I have whole lot of food for whole lot of horses, and I go to the stable, and I see only one horse, I will still feed him. Which means do your job, right? Don't complain about whether there's one person or 200 people. Feed him. So he said, okay. So this priest got advice from the guy, and he started doing his thing, and then he did his heaven and his hell in 2 hours. After he finished, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and then he told him, he said, son, all this while this guy was sitting like this. He said, son, how do you like it? He said, listen, Father, I told you before, I ain't got much knowledge about this religion and sermon and stuff. I'm a cowboy, so I only know my horses and cows. But I tell you this, Father, that if I got whole lot of food to feed many horses, and I go to the stable and I see only one horse, I am not going to feed that one horse all the food. Are you with me? We have to adapt. So, unless if you go too much according to plan, you will get stressed. Have a plan, but take action. Because we learn from the world. The universe is a university which teaches us moment to moment whether your plans are going in the right direction or not. I went to one of my mentors. My mentor mentored me for 30 years. And then I have something called like a guru bhai. Bhai is like brother. So I have another person who was mentored by the same mentor. But he's 65 years old. He is worth a lot of money. He's the advisor to the Prime Minister of my country. And brilliant person, fantastic financial brain. So I asked him, I said, I'm planning this business or I'm planning this business. I'm not sure. I said, okay, I made a business plan. I trust you. I respect you. Take this and read it, my business plan. And if you don't like it or you feel that it will not work in the future, tear it up. So without reading it, he said, go implement it. The universe will tear it up for you. Because it is real life. It is a reality. How you adapt. Because the main cause of unhappiness is that people tend to fool themselves. Of course, please.
No.
I stand at the back? Of course. Yeah, no problem. Sure. Is this good? Okay, thank you. Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Let there be light. Yes, thank you. So then I will go quickly. Take this, go back to the light. And I will tell you something about light. Light of knowledge, the light of truth is what I'm talking about. Most people are unhappy and they make themselves happy by fooling themselves. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. Tomorrow in the masterclass, we'll go in deep and we'll work with people who are going to be there. Okay? How we fool ourselves? We tell, this thing about positive thinking? Oh, all is well, don't worry, everything. But positive thinking should not be an excuse for not seeing the light. Positive thinking should not be like an ostrich where you put your head in the ground and say the storm is not there, and the storm comes. Positive thinking should be about preparing for the storm. It's about learning, about growing, about making things that are not okay. There was a 90-year-old man who got married to a 25-year-old girl. The 90-year-old man was a rich man, and the 25-year-old girl, he thought, married him for love. I can see some expressions. There are two types of people who smile a lot. Masters, because they know everything, so they smile. Idiots, because they know nothing, they smile a lot. Most of us are somewhere in between, so we don't smile so much. That's good. 90-year-old man, after 1 year of marriage to this 25-year-old woman, went to his family doctor and said, "Doctor, congratulate me." He said, "What happened?" He said, "I am going to be a father. My wife loves me so much, now she's going to have a child from me." Now, the doctor is a friend. He wants to be honest with him, but he wants to be honest with compassion and kindness. So he tells him a story. This is like Matrix or Inception, story in a story in a story. So he says, imagine, my dear friend, that you want to go hunting, because he loves hunting. And when you go hunting, you take your rifle. But instead of your rifle, because you are such an old man, you take an umbrella. And you go into the hills, and you see a bear. Then you raise your umbrella, point it to the bear, and you shoot the umbrella, and the bear dies. He said, that's not possible. Somebody else must have shot the bear. He says, exactly. Face reality, man. Most of us don't face reality. What to do? Let's see some more of this stuff. Now, the point about happiness also, I say, is that happiness should come indirectly. There are 3 ways to get happiness that I've researched and I've found. And after studying everything in the West and the East, from the philosophers of Greece to the philosophers of the East, from the latest in management and behavioral economics and neurosciences in the West, to interesting things that are happening in yogic psychology in the East. Studied everything and looked at what is practical. And essentially what I found that is common is that there has to be a way. So if the analogy I use is, if you move in the direction of the sun, the shadow will follow. But if your direction is wrong and you're running after the shadow, then you will never catch it. So there are certain things we need to do to get happiness, where happiness will come automatically. And those 3 things, just to simplify, are only 3, and we'll get into it more later tomorrow. Know, grow, glow. I'm putting it very simply. When I say know, it means don't fool yourself. Know the market, know the economy, know your product, know if somebody else has done it before, know the case studies, know yourself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your competition. Know. There is no substitute for know. Know what works, what doesn't work. Know what is your talent, which is different from somebody else's talent. Know reality, face reality, and adapt. That's know. Grow is develop your skills, develop the knowledge, develop the knowledge, the skills required for your particular industry. Don't say, I'm very good at running the business in terms of the production or the distribution, but I'm not very good in marketing, or I'm not very good in finance. We have to know everything. We have to grow in all the areas. Or everything else is okay, but I don't want to manage the people. Let somebody else manage the people. No, we have to learn. We have to be open to learning. That is grow. Know, grow, and third is glow. Glow is, how do you manage your stress when everything is happening at the same time? How to manage your mind in the moment. I work with sports celebrities. I work with film celebrities. They have the talent. They have the skills. They have the practice. But in that moment, something goes wrong. Why? Because the moment of performance is different from all the preparation. Suddenly, if somebody says something and that upsets you, that upset will carry into the next moment. How do you manage your mind in that moment? So there are 3 things. I also call it will, skill, and thrill. But essentially what we're talking about is that, look at this picture. This guy is trying so hard and she is giving. And when she's giving, all the fish are coming to her. So it's a way of being. There are 9 dimensions of happiness. 9 dimensions. Okay. So I found that when people say, are you happy? It's different things. But we've identified it. Because I work with software engineers. And engineers are very specific people. So to take something like happiness and put it into engineering language and to have measurement of happiness. We've been doing a lot of work and we're working with companies over the years. There are some companies where 10, 12 years they keep calling us back and we work with their entire staff from CEO to sweeper, teaching them happiness but with skills. So sometimes I joke with them. I say, why you keep calling me back? You didn't understand what I said last time? They say, no, it's working, so come back. 9 skills, each of them has their own neurotransmitter. Each of them has their own way to get it. See, I want to simplify. If you look at this, you see this? Two guys see two beautiful girls coming and they jump behind the rocks. One guy asks the other, why did you jump? He said, my wife and my girlfriend are coming. The other guy says, why did you jump? He said, my wife and my girlfriend also are coming. Okay? So if we are not honest with ourselves, how can we be happy? Because my mother always says, no matter anybody tries to hide anything, it will come out someday. And there's less stress. You don't have to remember what lies you told. At least don't lie to yourself to begin with. There was this husband and wife in... there was this the man and woman. It'll make it easier. Man and woman who were lying in this bed, 3 o'clock in the morning. On the ground floor, it was their bedroom. And suddenly, there was a banging on the door. Tap, 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 tap. The wife got up and she said, the lady got up. She said, you better go, my husband is back. So this man ran up without any clothes, jumped out of the window. After some time, he came back to the front door and banged the door. He said, what are you doing? I'm your husband. He said, then why did you go? Life is confusing, man. Alignment is living with authenticity. Okay. Objectivity is facing reality. Ownership is taking responsibility for results. Facing reality does not mean being pessimistic. Everything is bad. Everything cannot be bad. Some things may be bad, some things may be good. Those things that are bad, what can we do about it? Do we have the capability to make things better? Can we accept what's bad rather than keeping on crying about it? So this is the picture of this guy who is eating his burgers and drinking his beer, and he comes to the gym regularly, but he is still not losing weight, and he's wondering why. It's like, I was learning how to play golf, and one day I hit the ball, and it went very close to the hole. The next day I hit the ball, and it went up to the lake. So because I was bad, what did I do? I said, my teacher is lousy. Best thing to do, If something goes wrong, blame somebody else. This is what most people do. So my teacher was wise and compassionate. He said, don't worry, you are not so bad. I told him, you are lousy. He said, don't worry, you are not so bad. I said, why? He said, on the ball, it's just a 1-inch difference. If you hit it here, it goes to the hole. If you hit it there, it goes to the lake. So sometimes you are fantastic. But what is that 1 inch that you need to change? That's when if you have a good coach, if you have a good executive coach who's able to show you exactly where you may be going wrong, then it may help. So we're talking about seeing reality and taking responsibility for the results. Most people are so happy in their unhappiness that they don't want to change. Either they fool themselves or they're so used to it. Facebook, you will not find any unhappy people. That's true or not? When we're unhappy, we don't take our picture. I have a Facebook smile also. You know what I'm saying? We want to market ourselves as if we are happy. A friend of mine told me, Avinash, don't write a book on happiness. I said, why? He said, at least don't put the title happiness. He said, why? He said, because I'll be embarrassed to read it in front of my friends. He said, you're reading a book on happiness? You're not happy? Write a book on leadership. Even if I don't read the book, people will feel nice seeing that I'm holding the book on leadership. People are strange. But the millennials, I've heard, are more honest. I interviewed a lot of millennials, and they said that, no, we are unhappy, we want to be happy, tell us how. Right? They're more honest about it. The older people have more complications. We'd rather look happy than be happy. So the point here is there's this guy who is on the 10th floor of a hotel, and he opens the door, and he says, and there's a guy from the 14th floor falling down. But he's so used to it, we are automatically programmed. So he's, Kalimera, Tikanis. Okay. He says, the guy falling. And the guy who's falling says, Kala, Kala, Poli Kala. You know what I mean? We are programmed. Even if there's mess going on in our life, we'll say, everything is okay. You have to change to do something. If you want to change your circumstances, you have to change something inside. And to change, you need to know how. So it's best to learn how, and there are ways. Then there's this last story that I have of this guy who is sitting at a bar. See, I'm giving you stories today. Huh? You want knowledge and facts? I'll give you a whole lot of things that will help. If you want exercises and activities and experiences, I can give you that too. Right now, since I can't see you, I'm giving you stories. And I have to go to the light. Man sitting at the bar with his friend complaining and complaining and complaining. Life is terrible, wife is terrible, children are terrible, boss is terrible, money is terrible, everything is terrible. And you know what? I have to walk to work 10 kilometers and walk back 10 kilometers. And my shoe is 2 sizes too tight, so my foot hurts. His friend said, listen, I understand everything else in life you cannot control. But shoe, change it. He said, you are not my friend. He said, why? If you were my friend, you would know that after all the terrible things in my life, when I come back home at night and I take off my shoe, that's the only happiness I have in my life. And you want to take that happiness away from me? It's a little deep. If you didn't get it, it's okay. But the point is that there is a benefit in being ill all the time because people take care. There is a benefit in being sad all the time because people say, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you. There are 2 types of people on this planet, positive and negative. If you are positive, full of positive energy, and the person is negative, negative people who are always negative, I call them psycho-vampires. They drain your energy. Some people, when you're walking on the road, you see them from far, you don't want to meet them, and you try to avoid them. Does it happen? Yes or no? Now, my point is there are some other people, and you see them from far, you want to meet them. So my question to you is, who are you? When people look at you, do they want to meet you or they want to avoid you? Okay? Let's begin with ourselves. So if you are positive and somebody else is negative, and you as positive want to make the negative positive, the negative will make the positive negative. Why? Because gravity is on their side. Society, if you look at people on the roads, they are either angry or they are depressed. Angry means they have somewhere to direct and blame their negative energy. Depressed means they don't even have that. Even that is gone. If you see people on the road walking and smiling too much, you'll say, he's a mad guy. It's so sad that happiness is not normal. So when we talk about happiness, and we talk about it in the context of business, I talk about it from 6 points of view. So if you take a circle right now, please, and draw it, and you make a circle and you say, inner world and outer world. Inner world is 3 things. So from the circle, you put 3 lines going down, and you put 3 lines going up. This one circle. And up is the inner world, down is the outer world. In the inner world, you have mind, body, spirit, psychological. I'm talking about the aspects of life. And then I'll talk about it from a company's point of view. Psychological, physiological, and spiritual. Somebody asked me, what is spiritual? It can be defined differently by different people. If you're religious, you can put it there. If you're not, anything that is beyond you that you want to contribute, or any talent that you have that yearns expression can be spiritual. So you have psychological, physiological, spiritual, which is mind, body, spirit. And in your outer world, you have work, that is profession, love, that is relationship or social, and money, which is financial or material. The premise is that these are 6 areas of life. If you ignore any one of them, that will create trouble for you and come and spoil the others at some point of time. So set some goals in each of these areas. See what is your ranking today. How happy are you with your money? 5. How happy are you with your relationships? 7. How happy are you with your health? I don't know. So you decide. Because it is subjective. So when happiness is subjective, let the parameters of measurement be subjective. And you go through a particular process and see at the end of it if that subjective measurement has increased. If you got more money, that goal is accomplished. If you have advanced professionally, that goal is accomplished. So set goals in all these areas of life. Acquire the skills to be able to achieve these goals. And at the same time, make sure that while you are in the process of achieving these goals, you carry this happiness as a positive, calm, powerful, compassionate energy with you, which will automatically attract the right people. Because when you are positive and working towards the goal, the right people will come. The right decisions will be made. When we say when people are stressed, never make a decision if you're emotional. Never make a decision if you're stressed. So when you have the conscious mind, which is 10%, and the subconscious mind, which is 90%, we have found and discovered what we have isolated as two processes of the mind. We call it the metaconscious mind. The metaconscious mind, or the meta mind, to use the Greek meta, is beyond the mind. And using the metaconscious mind, we can program or reprogram the conscious and subconscious minds. The conscious mind has a lot of biases, as has been found by behavioral economists and by latest work in psychology and neurosciences. The conscious mind has biases because the conscious mind is aimed to survive. That's why we have fear. We don't take risks, and that affects innovation. Fear is F-E-A-R, forget everything and run. What can we do with our mind to F-E-A-R, face everything and respond, not react? So between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space, literally, our destinies can be shaped because we make decisions in that space. Can I have one volunteer, please? If I come here, you cannot see me? You can't see me? Can you see me? Wow. So can I take your help, please? Yeah? So could you stand up, please? Thank you so much. Sorry, I broke your keynote rule and came down. But and could you help me also, please? So can you hold the mic for me? Can you put your hand out like this, please? Can you see him? No? Okay, come on. Come, you also come. Thanks. Give them a big hand, please. I have a request. My request is, have you seen the movie Zombies? No? You know zombie, right? Now, I cannot see you. So I'm not going to make any judgment. But very often, when people go for seminars and conferences, they go to learn something. How many of you have come to learn something? Say yes. Oh, this is the problem. Thank you so much, First Poli. Second, I will decide. Thank you. You hold it, please. Don't do anything. Where we go to the light so you can see in the lights. When you go to learn something anywhere, don't sit like how you are sitting, please. This is a problem with all learning attempts, processes. When I was doing like this to my hair, you were doing like this to your beard. Gentleman in the back. I like it. No, his is very nice. I'm talking about his. Look at him behind you. And his is stark contrast because his here is fully empty and here is fully full. Super. So what I'm saying is, don't be too serious. Don't be too proper. Don't be too zombie. Move. All right? But we are here to learn, of course, but move a little bit, meaning write something. You have book, you have to write something. What should I write? Anything. Doesn't matter. If you write something, it has been researched. 30 to 40%, whatever you listen here retention will be more. And if you move a little bit and if you respond a little bit, it goes up to 80 to 90%. All right? So I thank you very much for your super energy. And I'll show you can generate energy in the moment, just like this, with nothing. You don't need a reason to be happy. But I'll share something with you, please. Can you fold your hands, please? Yeah. Now, can you come here, please? Can you hold the mic to my... Thanks. No, I don't need it. Hold the mic to my mouth, please. Now, you see this? Namaste. Namaste is a form of greeting. Somebody asked me, here when we drink, we say yamas. What do you say in India? I said, normally we say namaste, but we don't while drinking because then who will hold the glass? So, So, put your hands together, please. This is greetings from India. Namaste. Huh? It just means hi, how are you? Huh? Okay. I feel what I feel. Hey, I think we'll need one more person. Huh? No, I think it's okay. Huh? I feel what I feel. Say.
I feel what I feel.
Can you say it also, please? I feel what I feel. If you get tired, you can use the other hand. Huh? Adapt, okay? How many of you here are looking to learn something from this beautiful conference that is designed for you? Say yes! Yes! It's okay. Huh? I feel what I feel. It's like the car. It needs a little start. I think what I think. I say what I say. I do what I do. I want what I want. You sing? Do you sing? Little? Can you sing Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol? La?
Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol. La, Si.
Your last C came down, but it's okay, huh? You sing or no?
Only in the bathroom. But yes.
We cannot create the bathroom environment, I'm sorry. Huh? Something even Mindspark can't do. Huh? Yeah, no, it's okay, huh? Okay, hold it. 7 notes of music. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si. 7 things, faculties of human beings. If we learn how to be a leader of this, we can be a leader of our life and we create happiness in our business. Okay? Wanting, we all want something. Feeling, we all feel something. Thinking, we all think something. Saying, we all say something. Doing, we all do something. Knowing, I didn't have another finger, so I put it here. We all know something. The problem is it's all messed up. We want 2 different things that don't work together. Are you married?
Yes.
What is funny? Is it funny? Huh? How many of you want to be very successful in life? Raise your hand. More than what you are. How many of you like to chill and go and lie on the beach and enjoy life? Raise your hand. When I first came to Greece 10 years back, I have a deep connection with Greece. Okay? I love Greek people. And I heard there's economic crisis. 10 years back I came. And I came with my Greek friend. Many of my clients, many of my friends who are Greek diaspora living outside Greece, they run big businesses. They are my clients for many years. I asked my friend, I said, where is the crisis? I can see people partying so much all night, spending so. He said, this is the crisis. This is what people do. I said, wow. Huh? Another problem. Everybody in Greece is a philosopher. Taxi driver. He's giving me philosophy. Who is going to learn from anybody? My compliments to you, all of you. Huh? And you guys who have organized this program, the speakers who have come over here, I think you are doing something phenomenal to change the culture, to take Greece forward, because the intellectual capital, the wisdom, the power in Greece is so much, it needs to flower. And things like this will make it flower. So congratulations. Give yourselves a big hand for that. By the way, Indians are also like that. If you ever go to India and you ask somebody for directions, he will point to some direction, even if he doesn't know where it is. We don't like to say, I don't know. Okay? We know everything. So, another question for you, for alignment purposes. 2 minutes? Super. For alignment purposes, my question to you, how many of you believe in monogamy? Which one? No, which one? Only one. Monogamy, mono, one. Gamos, marriage, one woman, one person of the opposite sex or same sex, depending on what you are. How many of you believe one person only? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you get attracted to more than one person? What to do? It happens. Raise your hand. Okay. This is called alignment problem. You understand? I want to motivate my people, but I shout at them. You understand? There needs to be say-do alignment. So here, one more last thing, quickly, and we close. Here, I feel what I feel. Be with me. I feel what I feel. I feel what I think. I think what I say. I say what I do. I do what I want. Okay? I feel what I say what I think what I do. I know you can't do what I do, but you feel what I feel. You understand what I say? You understand? Point is this, that if you are one person, people will trust you. They will trust your brand because there's clarity, there's consistency. Who you are, whether it's in this audience or somewhere else, you are the same. When you are the same, you are clear, people trust you, things move faster. What you know, what you don't know, you will learn. Okay? You don't waste your time trying to hide what you don't know. Okay? Or do the wrong thing. Living on this path, if you want to simplify and to sum it up, I'm saying alignment is happiness. Conflict, harmony is happiness. Conflict is unhappiness. Conflict between people, conflict in ourselves. Aim for 360 degrees happiness. Become a leader of your life, of your wanting, feeling, thinking, saying, and doing. Face reality with objectivity. I'm giving you just two things. Objectivity, which means don't be so involved that you get emotional about everything. Have emotions, but be a little detached. Objectivity. And second is ownership. Take responsibility. If something is not okay, and you cannot do anything, accept it. Move on. Don't cry. Okay? So much. Cry little. It's okay. Some people cry all the time. Okay? So, to close, I want to thank you. First the pulley. Thank you very much. Give them a very, very big hand. One last story, and we finish. And the story will not even take 20 seconds, because this is about... we will meet again tomorrow, from what I understand. So, right now, I gave you so many things. What you got, you got. Thank you very much. What you didn't get, don't worry, it's gone to your subconscious mind. And I said this. There was a man walking up and down like this at 3 o'clock in the night. Like this, very, very stressed. And his wife was very wise. She said, "What happened?" He said, "Nothing." You know that? When something is a problem, people say, "Nothing." Why they say nothing? Because they want you to ask more. Next time somebody tells you nothing, say, "Okay." No, there's something. So this guy says nothing. He says, "Tell me, what is it?" So this guy is very upset. He says, "My friend Yanis, I owe him 5,000 euros. I have to give him 5,000 euro tomorrow, but I don't have 5,000 euro to give him tomorrow. So I'm very stressed. I have to give, but I don't have. I have to give, but I don't have." So his wife is very wise. She says, "Give me Yanis' number." 3 o'clock in the morning, Yanis gets a call. "Yanis, my husband cannot give you 5,000 euro tomorrow. Good night. Kalinita." Pop. Then she tells her husband, "Now you come and sleep. It's Yanis' turn to walk up and down." Relax, man. Enjoy the conference. Keep learning. Learn with happiness, you will learn more. First, the police, thank you very, very much. Thanks a lot. My pleasure.